Hi everyone, Donna here with Bookkeeping Made Simple, and today I want to talk a bit about actually integrity in business. I am unfortunately one of those people that has a lot of it. I'm very particular about how my clients are treated. I'm particular about how my staff is treated. And I am a firm believer, and I've been thinking about integrity in business quite a bit. So I want to kind of cover that and make it fairly brief. So there's a lot we're seeing on the news lately where a decision had to be made between short-term gain and long-term trust. And I've seen this. We recently went to Tennessee and we purchased some vehicles there from basically a junkyard. They do used vehicle sales, but they also have a very large scrap yard, which is awesome. And by large vehicles, I mean semi-trucks, dump trucks, things like that, earth movers. And one of the vehicles that we were interested in that was listed online was known to have issues. Now, we knew that. We didn't know if the owners of the business knew that. So we went ahead and we closed the deal for the two trucks that we knew we wanted, that checked out financially. They were mechanically sound. We have them working now. But when we went to purchase the third truck, they said, "Oh, we're not selling you that truck. That's a lemon. We got stuck with it, and we are not passing that cost on to you. We're not letting you spend a lot of money every year. It's going to need a new engine every year. We're not letting you spend the money on that." And my husband was actually very surprised because he was thinking, "Oh, I got folding money. I've got cash in my pocket. It's burning a hole. I want to buy this truck." And they said, "No, we won't sell it to you." And this is one of those times when it really came down to deciding if you want a short-term gain or integrity. And they chose integrity every time. The result of that is that we will always go back to this one dealer when buying our trucks because they proved that they have integrity. They showed us not from their behavior, not from what they're said, but from their behavior. We will not sell you this truck that we know is a lemon because we're not going to ruin our reputation with you by selling you a lemon, and we know it's a lemon. So we were very, very impressed with that. They say that reputation is what you do when other people are watching. But integrity is what you do when nobody's watching. It is your internal moral compass. And it does mean that you choose to base your actions on what you truly value. It also is going to go a long way to establish trust. If you think about our modern society, trust is at the core of every bit of it. We trust that our leaders are doing what they say they're going to do. We trust that the business that we're doing business with is going to bill us only for the amount that we authorized and not for a lot more. We trust that if we go to a restaurant, that we're going to get what we thought we were paying for. We trust that when we go to the grocery store, there's not going to be anything in any of the processed foods that's going to harm us. Whether that's true or not is a matter of opinion, but we trust that other people are going to do what they say they're going to do. And that is the foundation of long-term business success. Now, the other half of that is we also trust that if I go into a business relationship with someone, I trust that they're going to provide me with the information that I need. I trust that they've read their agreement and they are agreeing to be bound by it. I trust that they're going to give me all the tools that I need to succeed, and they're not going to just undermine me. And I trust that they're going to answer my communications in a very timely manner. Again, it's a two-way street. They trust us to do the work. We trust them to give us the information we need to do the work. But this is all foundational. And in the end, the only problems I've ever had with clients were because they were betraying trust on their side, by not providing me with information, by not following the agreement that we had set up, by assuming that we were going to do more than we actually agreed to. That's all a failure on the other side. It was, they didn't read their agreement. They didn't talk to me ahead of time. They didn't make sure that they were clear. They had nebulous, cloudy expectations. And when I came in and I was very clear, they didn't know quite what to do with it. So, but the 99% of our clients, probably more than that, have absolutely left us because we do what we say we're going to do every single time. And that means that we have integrity, and we do it because we have integrity. I have continued to work with clients knowing that they couldn't pay anymore because I had enough integrity to want them to be successful. And I thought that if I gave them a couple months free, sometimes it's enough to get them over the hump. The trick, though, is that today's world is very interconnected. So when we decide to do business with someone, we go straight to the reviews. And I do this for everything from which brand of toothpaste to buy to what kind of car I want to buy. I'm looking at their reputation. If you screw up your reputation, it's very hard to get it back. So if you're compromising your values, and one of my values is honesty, another one is simply, I will do what I said I would do it in the time frame that I said I would do it in. Another one is, I pay my obligations. But the big things that are, if I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So when you're known for your integrity, you start to get really good reviews, and the good reviews drive more customers who are looking for people who have integrity. They say that people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And a lot of times when we're dealing with the internet, they don't have an opportunity to get to know us. It's internet-based. We are a virtual practice. So we have clients from Hawaii to the Florida Keys, to Maine. I mean, we're not geographically bound by anything other than the borders of the United States. So if we screw up, it's very easy for bad reviews to get out there. And those are what people remember. However, I'm going to say, when you're talking about reviews, I remember one of the nail salons that I frequent had a lot of bad reviews, and they were appointment based. You could just walk in, but they staffed very much based on the appointments that they had. So if you were a walk-in, or if you were late to your appointment, they had to take the person that came on time. And so I was reading through the reviews, and a lot of them were, I showed up 15 minutes late and they wouldn't see me. And then the owner saying, yeah, because you showed up 15 minutes late. We didn't have time. We had other appointments that actually showed up. So I always say, take those reviews with a grain of salt, because sometimes it's just meanness. Anyway, you do want to make sure that you are fulfilling your end of the bargain. You want to make sure that you can respond to any negative reviews in a positive way. Sometimes the way you respond to reviews is better than the actual review. But recovering from a tarnished reputation is very difficult to do. And if you make a big enough mess, your name becomes a hiss and a byword, so to speak. when I mention Enron, I promise you, nobody remembers what they did that was good. They remember the financial crisis. If I mention Lehman Brothers, they don't remember 100 and something years of positive things. They remember they screwed up and they went out of business. If I mention Arthur Andersen, all the accountants in the room are going to go, non-accountants may know the name, but all the accountants are going to go, oh, they were the accountants for Enron who screwed up. So you can have your name irretrievably tied to this very negative reputation. So, and it is possible to come back from a tarnished reputation, but it is negative, it is expensive, and it's very time consuming. So in order to have long-term success in your business, you do have to have a lot of integrity. That means you don't cut corners, you don't skip steps. You make sure that you can weather storms, that you can weather economic downturns, that you can weather scandals, and you do this by being impeccable with your word. Also, employees really prefer working for honest employers. It is so much easier for an employer who's known to take care of their employees and to be honest, to want to hire better talent and to bring in better customers. Consumers today are really looking for sustainability. They're looking for integrity. So if you have integrity, or at least you're trying in your business, you're much more likely to have the kind of success that you want. Because again, especially the younger people coming in, they're immediately looking for, what are your values? And are you living by your values? Hopefully they will get to the point that even if your values are different from mine, are you living up to what you say your values are? Also, with integrity comes a lot less money going out the door in legal fees. It's much easier to run a business if you're not being sued. When you extend your integrity beyond just internal practices, it also helps your customers, it helps your communities, it helps the broader ecosystem. Businesses with integrity often prioritize community support, charitable giving, and creating a positive impact, which means that they're going to leave a lasting legacy. Another example would be McDonald's. I know a lot of people love to hate McDonald's. It is fast food. It is highly processed food. I worked for them for a number of years when I very first started working outside the home. But what a lot of people remember about McDonald's is the Ronald McDonald House, which houses families that are going through the worst crises of their lives. So when you operate with integrity and you give back to your community, you'll be remembered for giving back. It can do a lot. Investors and stakeholders are also going to want to deal with businesses that they can rely on. So if you are making sure to make your payments, then your investors and creditors are going to want to do more business with you. And if you have that reputation for ethics, then you're going to end up with better deals, better partnerships, better collaborations. I always chuckle at a lot of the movies about Wall Street, the movies about venture capitalists. Think everything from The Wolf of Wall Street to Wall Street to The Big Short to anything to do with business. Pretty Woman. The idea of doing mergers and acquisitions or stabbing someone in the back in order to get at their assets is romanticized in a lot of these movies, not all of them, but a lot of them. However, it's not the way to get people to trust you long term. So And all of your business reputation is can your customers trust you to do what you said you were going to do? And that's critical. In addition, it helps you sleep better at night. It helps you just do better. You know that you're positively affecting lives. I run a bookkeeping company. Our goal here is to help small business owners have books that they can use, the financial reports that reflect the actual financial status of their business, so that they can take that information. They need to have good information. They need to have it organized, or good data. They need to have it organized in a way that makes sense. They need to be able to read their financial statements, and they need to be able to take those financial statements and make decisions about their businesses. So our goal is, one, to make sure that their books are correct, as close to perfect as we can get them. We want to make sure everything is backed up. We want to make sure that any tax returns we file are appropriate, that they're compliant with the law, that our clients pay as little as legally allowable in tax, because I just don't think the government has been a very good steward of our money. In fact, they've forgotten whose money it is. And we want to make, knowing that I'm helping other business owners is what really does a lot to help me feel good about the work that I do. Going back to the beginning, when we were dealing with Baskin truck sales, and they were showing us the integrity of saying, we will not sell you that dump truck because we know for a fact that it is a lemon and it's going to cost you a lot more money in the long run. Immediately, what we said was, well, you're not selling us that truck, but I guarantee you, you're selling us the next 10 or 20. So they were definitely thinking long term. They were thinking, well, we could have taken this customer for 30 grand, or we could have waited on the 30 grand and known that this customer trusts us, they're going to bring us all of their business. We also want to make sure that when we're being faced with choices, that we are doing what reflects our true values, not what is convenient in the moment. So I want to challenge everyone to do that. If you would like a Bookkeeping Made Simple to do your books, if you are interested in setting up a free consultation, please feel free. All of our contact information is below in the description. We would love to hear from you. And if you would like to be a guest on the podcast, please drop me an email at donna@mysimplebookkeeping.com. I'd love to talk to you about whether or not that's a good fit, and see if there's anything we can do to help you grow your business. And with that, I will talk to you again soon.